くれることが興味ですね。
あ、こんにちは。
こんにちは。でも昔から自分で日本語の勉強をしました。イギリス人について日本語の勉強は難しいですね。I've had a long relationship with Japan, which goes back 28 years to when I first came to Japan as a performer with the London Symphony Orchestra. So it was particularly appropriate that I made contact, or the festival got in contact with me to actually fulfill this role, because for 28 years I think I've been to Japan every year, sometimes not just once but as many as 5 times a year. I've had very memorable projects. I remember particularly what an honour it was to run a big workshop at the Kioi Hall a few years back, when of course Her Imperial Highness supported the project. That was a really great experience. The project that we ran on that occasion was to look at ways in which we can bring people into contact with the arts, whereby they can experience music rather than just listening to it, but they can actually understand how the music functions. For the Kioi Hall project, we worked just with young people, but in the workshop project itself, in the performance aspect, we involved all the audience. But these sorts of workshops can involve young people, they can involve older people, they can involve businessmen. And as part of these sorts of workshops, we encourage the children, even if they don't have skills with instruments, to share what they have created themselves, because the workshop is really about creating your own music using the same sorts of ideas that the composer used. Often run a project based on Stravinsky's Haru no Saiten. People will say that, oh, this is too complicated a piece to work with children. But we've worked with children as young as 6 years old, and they have understood how the music functions. And it is very complicated, and even professional musicians find it difficult. I think that the role of this festival is to act in some ways as a bridge between Japan and the UK, and ultimately beyond that. I've been very fortunate to work in both Japan and the UK for a long time and building this bridge already. So I'm very honoured to be asked to represent the people from both countries. We mustn't forget is to say thank you to the world, and that is the most important thing. And as part of that thank you, it seems logical that we should also be introducing the world to Japanese culture, and to emphasise that Japan is still very active. I was approached by a photographer called Frederick Aranda and became one of the earphone guides for Kabuki. But also it gave him the opportunity to go backstage, and Shochiku were very generous in allowing him to take photographs of the actors backstage. And his idea was to bring these photographs into the public domain and to sell them to raise more money for the Earthquake Relief Fund, which is run by the Japan Society in the UK, and to reflect on what had happened 1 year earlier, because of course this exhibition is in March. そうね。でも漢字の勉強もでも情熱があるですね。
漢字が結構好きで。
そうですね。